Okay, it's Donna here. Welcome to my school. We're actually right now panning the kindergarten classroom, which is right by mine. So this is some of their area, and you'll see that they've got some centers here and their kitchen, the teacher area, because none of us have got rid of that yet, although I am considering it. We have books, things like that, all down at their level. They have their words and their names where they're practicing to print, and they pull those out. They have their shared printing easel, and then they have a variety of other centers. So, but from there, you come into my room. So we get a double door. I've talked about my room not having the greatest space, but we have a double door going into my room. So here we go. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I have that show me that my room is child-centered. So when my students come in the morning, you'll see that they have morning tubs of different varieties on their tables. They get to choose which table they want to come to. So we have kinetic sand that they can use. We're also using that for experiments with science. We have one of my kids' favorites things. It is the magnetic tiles, which they get to use, and they attach to things, so they get to create their wonders and their thinking and provocations about how those work. And we've had quite the explorations and discoveries. Tomorrow we also have a brand new loose parts or play center, story building center, which is based on First Nations, which is why I have the First Nations books as other aspects to that out here. But we have things to make waves for storytelling. We have different animals. These are all finger puppets, the little ones. There's a canoe. They're all in a basket just to keep them organized, but the students can take them out as they need. Okay, I don't want to stop my video because then it messes up. They also have their structures. The students love to build. So this one also has a different book to give them ideas to build different things, which they really enjoy. I don't know if I can get the lid off, but you can see some of the different pictures. They can follow the directions, and then they use that again to build those thinking skills. We have our water bead station center that's out, and then animals, so they help create stories and share that way. So again, another place for thinking. Okay, this is my, we did camouflage this year. I don't know if you can see the moth that's created there. We have praying mantis right now that we are waiting so much for them to hatch because they're super excited. One child decided that it needed one of the pine cones in there, but we also have some other aspects that they can take and they can explore, use their magnifying glasses. One of the students brought in a nest, so we're doing a little bit of investigation around nests and how do birds make it, what did they use to put in there. We have some loose part things that students get to use to create ideas. And I asked one of my students, this is just a loose parts. I'm just turning my video so you can see. So one of my students created this today with the shells in one of our frames for loose parts. My room is small. Unfortunately, I can't leave everything out all of the time or have things set up all the time, but we have our STEM bins here. We also have things that we're investigating right now. So we have our shadow puppets, which they use with the smartboard, our chalk that we use for shadowing, and then we have flashlights and shadow makers there. We also have our math and language arts bins. So we have things for writing, we have things for math, so they can check things out that way. These are math towers, so they do adding to 20 and more of our building things, some more loose parts. We have pattern blocks. We have things for creating. So these are some more great ways that my students do learning every day. This is also one of the other centers that the students are working with these days, and this is the light center. I've got a light table coming with actual x-rays. But so they create things and then they put them up on the wall. So this is one the student was partly putting it away. And I said, I'll just leave it out because I'll use it today. So provocations of thinking about how to use light. They'll bring the shadow puppets and make those there as well. We just have our students' work. I am a grade 1 teacher, so we have all of our leveled books. And also to make it child-centered, I've got my table set up tomorrow for one of my reading groups. This is one of my higher reading groups, so we'll be reading Grandpa's Garden tomorrow and exploring different compound words. And it's also got about bugs because the kids have been interested in bugs. Having things visual for the students also makes it very child-friendly. I have different books on our topics right now, which is about the stars, the moon, and the sky. Today they were looking at and working on what can you see in the daytime sky. And last is we have our calendar area and my students' individual book areas. So they have each an individual book bin, which is all down at their level, at our carpet area that they come out and they see. So that is my room and all the different things that I have to make it child-centered. You'll see the trolley there is full of word work. My students actually like to play with the word wall and then they rewrite the letters all the time because they get erased, but they can pull them off so it's child-centered. If they need a higher one, we have a stool that they use to get up on. So that is my room and all of the ways I have made it child-centered as much as I can. All right, thank you so much.